in Fly Asia Startup Awards. Through IR pitching, discovery, and awarding promising Asian startups, these startup awards aims to provide opportunities for investment and ensure successful overseas market entries with fierce competitions between Asian investors, startups, and affiliated institutions. I would like to remind you of today's events proceeding, an IR pitching delivered by 10 promising Asian startups for 5 minutes, followed by Q&A session for 3 minutes. Before we begin, I will share how we've selected nominees for the Startup Awards. So after the award opening from September 28th to October 21st, 50 teams were selected for document screening, and the result was notified on October 30th. You can visit the award website or on the news notice for a detailed and further information. Okay, so please understand that the microphone turns up when it goes over 5 minutes after each team's IR pitching. So keep in mind that. Okay, so please give all participants a big round of applause, and let's start today's event. Fly Asia Award semi-final pitching will continue for 80 minutes, and I would like to appreciate it if you could welcome each presenter with a big round of applause. Okay, so first, I would like to invite OTT Cooperation, and please give a big round of applause.
Hi, I'm Jay Choi, CEO of QTT. It's a great honor to be here, and I'd like to give a thank you to everyone here. Studies have shown only with regular preventive care, twice a year, people have an average of 24 out of 28 natural teeth at the age of 80, but otherwise, only average of 9. But here's a problem. People have overconfidence in their oral health, and people, they're not very interested in their oral health. Why? Because they think they're healthy. As a result, not many people have the will to preventive care. Now, this becomes a really big problem. 0.017%. This is the preventive oral care rate. Too much overconfidence makes people not going to the clinics. And more than 94% of the patients are going to the clinics where data is not connected. Look at the Google Play's top 500 healthcare category. Only 5 are in the dental fields, including 4 electronic toothbrush apps. So without simple, let people know their condition. With this, data will be organically generated and new services will follow. Just by knowing, will people really change? In a 3-month survey of more than 15,000 people, we lowered people's overconfidence by 23%. And we raised 21% of the willingness of preventive care. Our users are now starting to show interest in their oral health. e.apo mobile for general users with self-diagnosis, clinic search, inquiries, reservations, etc. e.apo Public, a government institution service linked to our mobile service, is to obtain local data from local residents and easily handles the variety of the questionnaires and surveys. e.apo CNH, dental clinic service linked to our mobile service, is not only promotes clinics, but also shortens the patient care process time. Last but not least, our service can also be provided as the API. e.apo Mobile is free, but our subscription box service is $10 per month. We send out the customized oral care products analyzed by our AI, and when people realize their oral condition, they will visit the clinics. And clinics secures more patients, and by reducing patient care process time, clinics can even handle more patients. One of the biggest concerns of the nation is the reducing of the medical expenses. And with the right preventive management carried out with the accurate data, there will be a big reduction. And 5 years from now, our annual sales revenue will exceed $133 million. Our C-level is known for more than 20 years and has worked together for more than 10 years. In addition, we have a very strong advisory members, including 150 dental professionals. Most importantly, the label data by dental professionals we have secured is more than all the national university dental hospitals' data in Korea. With this data, we have 141 IPs. And we already have many partners and participating many events every month. Many companies are existing in dental fields, but most develop solution for treatment or personal solution like the electronic toothbrush. There are only a few dental prevention services. Well, some service like a Poly from Australia, they look very similar, but they eventually focus on selling products or insurance. We have already received $7 million in government R&D funds, and we have a major clients such as the SoftBank in Japan, Samsung Life Insurance in Korea, and Ministry of Public Health in Thailand. And our service has been press released more than once a week last 5 years. Our user said, I really regret why I did not use this app sooner, or using this app is very similar to what my dentist tells me. In Korean proverb, they're saying, eat well and live well. Eating is the most important part of the life. And the first step of the eating is on oral health. So QTT will be with you on your first step. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Thank you. So we will have a Q&A session for only 3 minutes. So if you have any question, please ask question to him. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Congrats for your pitch. I found it's quite interesting with that. But I'm curious how you take the data from the user and not in a way that you can provide a solution, but not interfere their privacy and show that they have like a bad condition and use that against them. Let's say I have a case that when we came to the dental clinic, some of the dentists, they try to harm our teeth in a way that we have to come back to them for more. So this is the one of the fear that most of the people, they are afraid to go to a dentist.
Okay, our solution is not something like that. It's like a people, they take the picture of themselves. It's like a selfie. So only people who see this picture is them who took the picture. And also, like, when the picture goes to our server, we are totally, like, de-identify everything. Like, they are, like, name, gender, age, and everything. And also, beside the oral area, like, we do the mosaic. So no one has to worry about, like, their privacy about that. Thank you.
Thank you for your nice pitching. Can you elaborate more about your business model, especially in Japan, Korea, and Thai?
Okay. Well, actually, our solution has the e.apo mobile. Mobile is free, but we have the subscription box service that we send out the oral care products. Like that is we use the business model on the Japan and Thailand, and also we have the CNH model, which is for the clinics, and the SoftBank is using that business model. So they are our main partner, and they are pursuing the clinics sales in Japan right now. So that is one of our model, and the other one is the e.apo public is for the government institutional model. And in Korea, we are working with the public healthcare center, and also we are working the Ministry of the Public Health in Thailand. So in both countries, we are pursuing the e.apo public service. So that's our business model, and we make the money from that as the subscription fee. Thank you.
And thank you. And time is up. So due to the time constraint, we'll finish the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, secondly, I would like to invite the HOMEBASE from Vietnam. Please give a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is JY, and I'm from HOMEBASE. HOMEBASE, we are part of Y Combinator's Winter 21 batch. We do rent-to-own in Asia, starting in Vietnam as our first market. We're backed by a bunch of multi-billion-dollar VC funds, but most impressive is our set of angel investors. Angel investors who have built similar businesses in other parts of the world and scale it to multi-billion-dollar. Also, the Y Combinator's CEO himself is one of our earlier angel investors as well. The problem that we're trying to solve is that home ownership journey in Asia is really broken. Say, for example, in our first market, Vietnam, did you know that for the last 1 decade, house price has been increasing like 15 or 20% every single year? So if you're from an average family in Vietnam, you probably don't have enough money saved up. So you will go to a bank and try to get a mortgage for financing. Now, did you know that the rejection rate for mortgage is like 95% in Vietnam? Even if you qualify for a mortgage, it's like 40, 50% down payment that you have to put up. For many people, right, this is unaffordable. So they're kind of left sitting by the sideline and trying to save up. While the house price is increasing 15, 20% every single year, there's no way they can save up and they're playing perpetual catch-up. Now, HOMEBASE, we want to change that. So we take proven home ownership models from other parts of the world and we try to localize it to tackle this problem. We're bringing the model of rent-to-own to Asia and Vietnam. Our conception of rent-to-own goes this way. Now, customers, when they get rejected by a bank, they can come to us and we'll take their initial deposit and we'll mix it with our own capital and we'll buy out the entire house. Then we'll sell the house back to the customer and they give them a payment plan. Every single month, they simply have to deposit more and more money until they eventually completely buy us out. Then we will transfer the title to their name. Now, you will notice that our recourse is very strong because the title is 100% always in our name, which means to say, right, if the customer defaults, we'll just simply sell the property and get our money back. This allows us to underwrite more riskier customers that the banks underserve today. We like to say that we're not based on some crazy idea we've pulled out of thin air, right? But rather ideas that have proven to work very well in many parts of the world. So case in point, there's a company in the US called DV Homes. That's worth like $3 billion. The founding CEO is one of our earliest angel investors. And there are other companies as well, like Home Partners of America, that got acquired for $6 billion by Blackstone. And all we're trying to do is to bring a proven model into one of the fastest growing markets in the entire world, Asia, in Vietnam. And we have a clear path to becoming a unicorn. And one of the things we're most proud of as a company is our resiliency. Now, last year, despite COVID, and this year, despite all the economic meltdown, which is very detrimental for a business, like a financial business like ours, we're still able to grow the business. If you compare to the start of last year until this year, we've grew the number of transactions by almost 7x. If you look at, say, the monthly number of transactions, we've grew it by almost 6x as well. And today, we have access to like 55 million in debt facility. And our annualized revenue is about 10 million, and we're very close to profitability. We're expecting to be profitable by the next 2 months. And our team comprises of very qualified people from real estate and finance background and computer science background. My own background is that I used to run a software company in Vietnam. We have like 40 engineers. We have venture capital back. Used to run a B2B SaaS business as well, where I built it from ground up. I studied at University of Pennsylvania, and I'm a CFA charter holder as well. My co-founder, Philip, on the other hand, has all the brand names you can think of, right? Harvard Business School, McKinsey, Goldman Sachs Investment Banking. Our CTO is the ex-CTO of 2 other venture-backed startups and holds a PhD in computer engineering from one of the best schools in Asia, NTU in Singapore. So to kind of sum up HOMEBASE, we take proven home ownership models from other parts of the world. We kind of replicate it and localize it to deploy in Asia, starting Vietnam as our first market. Today, we're bringing rent-to-own model to Vietnam and Asia. We are backed by the people who have been there, done that themselves. And we have done more than 100 transactions, revenue run rate of nearly 10 million, and we are nearing profitability. Thank you.
Thank you for your insightful presentation. And if you have any questions, please ask any question to him. Thank you.
Presentation. I just want to quickly check, do you have any, what's the cost of capitals that you right now have?
Yeah, cost of capital is actually pretty expensive. To set some context, right, Vietnam, if you walk to a bank as a consumer yourself, it's like 12%. So don't be scared when I tell you the number, right? Our cost of capital is about 12% today. Unfortunately, it's expensive because we're a startup, but there's a path to getting it to like 6 or 7%, which is what the local banks would lend you at.
And how much would you lend it to your end users?
We try to optimize for a spread of about 5 or 6%. Now, this is slightly higher than what the customers would normally be able to get from the bank. The reason is simple, because we target customers that do not qualify for bank loans, so they have actually no other options. And unfortunately, because they're underserved by the banks, our lenders also kind of deem them as slightly riskier customer segment, hence why the slight premium in terms of the amount that we charge to customers.
I just had a quick question regarding
Sure.
the risk of default. So just wanted to understand what is the percentage of default as of now? And if that happens, you mentioned that it's 100% owned by you. How difficult it is to turn around?
Very good question. So during normal times, right, because there was a good period of time where it was all calm in the market, our default rate is literally zero. Then during this recent period, because of the whole economic fluctuation and volatility, default rate has kind of gone up a little bit. It's less than double digit, but in comparison, it's very similar to the local bank rates of about 5 to 10% kind of rates. Now, for us, curing delinquency and default is a lot easier because the title is in our name. What we do then is, we normally negotiate with the customers and try to, because the customers will put in a lot of deposit, they stand to lose a lot of money if they don't cooperate. So we normally negotiate and are able to get them to kind of like sell the property so that we can give you back some money. Every single day the delay is worse and worse for you as well. But if everything fails, right, what we can do is we can always cut off electricity or water supply to get the customers to kind of leave the property. There are also professional buyers in the market that's willing to buy properties from you with customers inside the house, and they'll take care of things from their end. But we never had to use those services up to today.
Great, thanks for the pitch. And while considering your business going abroad, wouldn't there be any regulatory hurdle for other countries?
Yeah, so what we've kind of discovered is that it's a lot easier to kind of scale the business in product lines within the same country, right, than it is to kind of transcend different geographic boundaries. So you're right, there's kind of like some kind of tweaks that we have to make when we kind of scale geographic boundaries. Our plan, right, as a business to scale geographically, now just to be clear, even in Vietnam itself, it's a huge market. It's a 100 million population. But our plan is to kind of have multiple product lines in Vietnam, such that when we cross different countries, right, some of the business model will work, some will not work. It's similar to a bank. For example, DBS Bank in Singapore has like 50 product lines, but in Vietnam, they only have like 5 or 10 products. So we believe it's probably very similar. So we'll try to scale many product ideas.
Sorry for interrupting. Yeah,
Right,
time's up.
You get the idea.
Yeah, right. To secure the equality with other presenters, so we should finish the Q&A session. Thank you. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for your present. And so I would like to invite the next team, the Bitsensing Incorporation in Korea. Please give a big hand.
So hi everybody, I'm just about to tell you how Bitsensing uses its creativity in utilizing its radar technology to innovate wellness industry. So before we system design a wellness radar, we've asked a very important question. What if we knew a bit earlier about the medical status of the ones that we love? Dementia, for example, is the most feared disease for the people aged 50 and over. And the best way to handle dementia is to find early symptoms and address them accordingly. But it's not always easy. It's always difficult to find early symptoms because it's time-consuming to go through a lot of medical examinations, and it could be quite costly, especially in some countries like US. You might not be aware of your medical status. We can predict crucial illnesses like dementia in just 14 days. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Bitsensing Mini-H Wellness Radar. It's a very small, privacy-free, non-wearable radar sensor targeted for wellness industry. Before the arrival of Mini-H, you had to go through a lot of different examinations, which was time-consuming and expensive to get the medical results. But with Mini-H, you simply install the sensor on your bedside, and then you sleep for about 14 days, and we can predict different illnesses like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. This is very cost-effective, simple, and more importantly, a non-intrusive way of managing your illnesses. So you might be wondering how it actually works. We use polysomnography data to make the comparison against the user data of Mini-H. For those of you who might not be familiar with polysomnography is a one-day sleep journey at the hospital where you wear many different sensors and in hospital and sleep for a day. And you get many different results like different illnesses and sleep patterns. And we take the polysomnography data and make the comparison with mini-H. Because mini-H data and polysomnography have high resemblances, we can use the polysomnography to make the comparison. So this is basically the basic principle behind how it works. And this is the sleep scoring as well. So on top of illness prediction, we can provide daily sleep scoring as well. So with daily sleep scoring analysis, we can provide a periodic report to the users, and with the accumulated reports, we can give an alert on the abnormalities of the trend. So just gonna show you an introductory video of mini-H. So it's installed on the bedside like that, and it analyzes your biometric patterns and your limb movement to give you sleep score and illness prediction and fall detection and many useful features in the homes. I'm just going to skip that. So data set to make the comparison between user data and polysomnography is very important here. And we have aligned with Korean government project that worth more than $7 million just to collect polysomnographic data so that we can make the concrete and reliable data set. We are also working with mainstream Korean hospitals in Korea, again, to make the data set very concrete. So there are players out there that uses radar as a mean to provide sleep scorings, but Bitsensing solution is the only one that uses credible data set to provide sleep scoring plus illness predictions together. So we've just raised $11 million as a investment, pre-Series A round of investment that provides with us some energy and power to further our projects. So Bitsensing is actually an automotive radar company, and we do have automotive radar set of skills. And we're expanding the radar skills into other verticals, like wellness, to bring about an unprecedented level of intelligence to other verticals like wellness area. Thank you so much for your time today. Any questions?
Thank you for your presentation. Any questions? No question? Yeah.
You know, when you when you compare the sleep data pattern against your baseline information, is that comparison causal?
Is a comparison a problem?
No. Is that comparison just a inference, as in you look for just pattern, or that is statistically significant and causal?
Basically, different people with different diseases has a particular patterns while they sleep. And for example, people with Alzheimer has a particular patterns, and with that patterns accumulated, we have strong data set, and we collect user data from mini-H for about 14 days, and then we can make the comparison between the polysomnograms data. So that's how it works.
Okay, so it is a comparison,
yes.
and then I assume that further tests needs to be carried out if the system thinks that there's some abnormality and things like that.
And we use it as a supportive device. It's not a medical grade yet. So like Apple Watch or Fitbit, we use it as a supportive feature. And again, we basically work with mainstream hospitals. So we're trying to work on the white papers as well to make it more credible.
Thanks for the presentation. I have a quick question on the disease prediction. So what is the typical accuracy based on your experience so far?
Accuracy-wise, in-house research is over 95%. The more data that it collects, like 14 days minimum, but the more data we have, the more accuracy it will have as a device.
I see that you have 3 different product drivers, right? Which is the most revenue generating, and what is of your main focus?
I didn't get that. Can you just repeat that, please?
So I see that you're tapping into different vertical, right? So which is your key focus when it comes to the product? So for the product, so one is you're doing disease prediction. The other product is traffic control for smart cities. So which is your
All
key
right.
focus?
We actually we have the radar technology itself, and then we have 3 different products. One is mobility, and one is smart city infrastructure, and the other one is wellness. So I had to select one of the radars to present in just 5 minutes. So if you're interested, we have more product range that includes mobility, imaging radar for self-driving car, and then the other one's smart city infrastructure radar that makes infrastructure as a whole in terms of road, and then there's a wellness radar.
Okay, sorry for cutting in your words. Okay, so yeah, please understand that we should finish the Q&A session. Okay, so thank you for your presentation. Okay, and I will invite ANGELSWING in Korea. Please give a big round of applause.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Peter, co-founder and CEO of ANGELSWING. So what we make is actually we're building real-time updating maps for our planet. So you can think of it as a Google Earth, but updating in real time and also 100 times higher resolution than the Google Earth. So what can we do with this technology? You know, we found this technology to be super useful at a construction site because it changes every single time, but the construction industry, especially the job site, suffers from low productivity and site safety issues. We are solving this issue by creating a digital twin of the job site using drone and our web-based solution that help users to communicate and simulate the work a lot better, at least 10 times better than before. First, we generate the digital twin using drone and our photogrammetry computer vision proprietary technology. And these are something that's accumulated over time. So you will detect the problems and then you will find the root causes from the past data as well. And not only that, it's actually a great visual and history documentation tools for our job site user and even clients of the construction companies. So we sell this software to the construction companies at this moment, but we are going to expand it to even the client of the construction company who wants their history of the data in terms of the visual and accuracy. Not only this has a great documentation and visual tool, but also is a great tool for simulation for the work of tomorrow. So it's important for site safety and making sure that your work is actually simulated before you do it at the field. So whatever works here at a digital place, because we make the model dimensionally correct, it works at the job site. So this is a great simplification tool, very easy to use product that's well used in a job site. Not only that, site management-wise, we save 4 hours of work into just 5 minutes. The reason we can do this is because we project the user's design, which is what they try to build, and try to match this with the real world. So you can compare this thing with a glance without spending 4 hours of work using heavy equipment in a hot glazing summer at a job site. So this helps our customers great. We also save 14 days of work of survey into just simple 1 day because drones scan the job site, we make the model accurate, that's one of our proprietary technologies, and then we let users to create survey or measurements without going outside. Basically, you will know exactly what's going on at a job site using our platform and simple tools. That's great. We've been generating quite a good revenue as well as the client side. 70% of top South Korea's general contractors, top 20 construction companies uses ANGELSWING as of right now. 190 job sites using ANGELSWING for their site management and site logistic plan. And our business model is we're generating about 10 to 15,000 US dollar per job site per year. And this makes our South Korean market about 80 million market per year, also $3.8 billion market in the world as well. Definitely, we have a competition. This is a great place for digital innovation in the construction industry, which is the least tech-adopted industry in the world. However, we differentiate our product by focusing on simulation and communication and planning part rather than focusing on the survey. So we are considered a different product than the competition. Also, we care a lot about the UX. So we put our technologies to improve our user experience compared against other competitions. As well, in terms of technology-wise, we have a great advantage as well. We make real-time map rather than you have to wait for 10 hours, 12 hours for the data processing. As soon as drone take photos, we create the maps in real time. That's actually a cutting-edge technology that you haven't probably even seen. So this is something that differentiates us from the rest of the competitions as well. We have a great team with backgrounds in computer vision and AI, about 26 members working in South Korea and working in Nepal as well. I started this business because after the earthquake that happened in 2015, Nepal government didn't know what was going on at their land. So I actually started to fly drone and try to take photos and actually send it to them. And this was super useful. And we want to use innovative technology to make sure that many people get the benefit of it. So that's actually how I started. And thankfully, now we have a hardware that is actually automatic. So basically, this hardware enables us to install drone on top of the rooftop and let it fly and let it send the data automatically to us rather than human flying the drone. And this is a great tool for data collection. And we try to innovate using this technology to go across multiple sectors of the industry where drone will be super useful, and try to build a network of drone system in the city as a smart city as well as the data collection part for.
Thank you for your presentation. Okay, so any question on his presentation?
Very impressive presentation, thank you. And I just want to quickly check, so in terms of the area that restrict the drone flying, and how would you deal with that?
That's a good question, and a lot of the world, sometimes there's a restriction in a drone flight. However, there's always a way to get approval. So in Korea, we have 2 approval agencies. You have to get approval in order to fly drone legally, and these are done very well in South Korea. Of course, we've checked many of the worlds that we try to enter into. Now we are actually across about 10 different countries at this moment. So whenever we go into the different country, we check the local regulations about the drone flight, and we try to make it always legalized for our drone operation. Thank you.
And then just one, sorry for dominating this stage, but then quickly check, is that like you developing the software behind it or just the hardware?
We focusing on the software side. Hardwares are actually developed by the partners who actually provide us the drone. But the drone software that embeds the drone flight and everything, we actually build it in-house to make sure that automation is all part of our journey. Thank you.
So I'm curious that how you earn the money, how the customer pay you.
Oh, so it's a subscription, a software as a service at this moment. So basically, we generate about $10,000 to $15,000 per job site per year. That's actually how we make the money at the construction site. But we try to transition to data as a service. So since we install the drone station and try to catch the data and then actually collect and process and deliver, so we are going to sell the data from the next year rather than just the software.
Your autonomous drone capability, have you guys being able to solve it completely, meaning take off and back, landing back at the right?
Yeah, everything. So take off, data collection at a designated place, and also land, and also send the data automatically. So these are all automated.
What's the error rate of not being able to land back at the base?
So it depends on the mission, but drone flies about 30 minutes for the drone that we use. So it's about 30 minutes, and it covers about 1 kilometer square area with the 30 meter. All right, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for your precise presentation. Okay, so moving on to the next, MAPC Corporation will deliver the presentation. Please give a big hand.
Yep. I was quite surprised that everyone's presenting so well. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is the ocean of the Earth, 70% of the Earth. MAPC is currently integrating all the sporadic marine data into a platform. I was a merchant marine officer for 6 years. From the Middle East to Europe, I was sailing a lot. There are 7 million mariners, seafarers. They're making mistakes every day. That costs trillion compensation, as you can see on the left and right-hand side. I was always curious why these incidents and accidents keep happening at sea. Journals says in the past, lack of information was the main problem. But these days, there are too many screens on the bridge, on the commanding center. That's the problem. So that's why we are integrating all the marine data into the platform, which is wireless, portable, and can be used anywhere on the Earth with or without internet connection. Using computer vision, make people share driving information, resulting in supporting fast and accurate decision making. So that's why we are making it as a VR and AR conversion technology as well. We're using multi-sensor conversions technology, and users' data come into our platform website, as you can see on the left-hand side. So these data will show you where the vessels are. And we collect data, and that comes to global marine information market that actually links to autonomous ship information market as well. So which is growing enormously these days and connecting to Europe and other countries as well. So that's our target. As you can expect it, mariners are our main customers. There are a lot of mariners at sea. 21 million licensed seafarers sailing at sea currently. That's quite a lot of numbers, right? We are currently targeting them, but there are mega players came into the market. There are certain needs of this computer vision technology at sea. That's why Hyundai Ship and Norway, Japan, and MOL, they also came into the market. But our competitive advantage is we know what seafarers and mariners really want. So that's why we developed our service as an application, and that is wireless, portable, and can be used with or without internet on the earth. Business model is quite simple. We sell this to the users, and we provide sales and monitoring service to the users. Then we collect subscription and selling data to us. That actually comes to autonomous ship navigation companies as well. We got our customers as well. We are currently cooperate with Korea Maritime Pilot Association. We signed pre-sales MOU and currently receiving ship data and in 10 major harbors in Korea. That's me on the right-hand side. As I said, I was a seafarer carrying crude oil and other chemicals from Middle East to other countries. I graduated University of Plymouth in the UK. Then I went to the University of Sydney to study law, to become a lawyer, but I quit the school to be here. Yeah, a lot of art and histories. We have experienced PhD software engineers as well as back-end, front-end developers. Also, 15 years sales director are supporting our business team as well as management team. Today is, I guess, 22nd, so tomorrow 9 o'clock, I'm flying to there, Germany, going there to make a collaboration. We are showing our product in Germany, and we are expanding our business in Europe. And we are showing this with a lot of supporting by institutions, key institutions in Korea. We also have patents which connecting us to the sea. That's our vision. We are currently connecting the sea and the people. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentation. Okay, so any question you might come up with?
Could you share a bit more your business model? As after listen, I didn't know how you earn money.
Yeah, sure. It's kind of like Netflix service. You always have like YouTube Premium and Netflix as a subscription model. So we charge them, we charge users for the subscription. We keep them pay to us, then we get money from them, as well as the selling data. So we collect data from them, and we also invent the autonomous ship by using the data as well.
So currently, who is your target customer?
Say less, simply say, they are B2C market, but we are currently focused, in the future, we have to focus to the B2B market as well. So our tactic is we are focusing on B2C firstly, because there are marine pilots who are really expert in the navigation system. So by verifying our item into B2C, then we are expanding into the B2B market. That is our tactics.
Well, then it makes me a bit curious that how can you stand for B2C model? Because for B2C, it's a bit hard to persuade people to use your data, right? If they find the platform is nice to have, it's different, what must help. It's like if you come to a country and you need to have the map that it's guide you directly, then you need to pay. But if the free map and, well, whether you paid it or not, it doesn't matter.
Maybe I have to explain all the technology, but simply saying all marine maps are synchronized. And we also have partnership with Google Maps as well. So they provide us the map as well. We are currently collaborating each other. That's how we get the data from the ship-to-ship communication as well. So the business model is quite simple. Subscribe from the sailors and shipping companies, and we get money from them. And in return, we provide them ship monitor and navigation system.
Your question about the competition landscape. Can you elaborate more about your position in current competition landscape, and also in terms of the autonomous ship navigation, what is your current level and what is your vision to the autonomous ship navigation in the future?
Okay, there's a quite different view of autonomous ship, but as a deck officer's point of view, I mean sailor's point of view, it's quite hard to become an autonomous ship directly. So we are trying to become navigation aid system provider firstly, then we get the data from their users, then we get the autonomous ship system. So our level is quite like currently level 2 or 3, which can directly be used on the ship, but we are not providing them because we are thinking of providing them later when the autonomous ship system in the harbor is already built. So honestly, our target customer can also be navigator shipping companies, but can also be the autonomous ship system builders as well, because we are getting data as well.
Okay, so the next, Wayne's Bryant AI in Korea will deliver the presentation. Please give a big hand.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jun Park, the CMO of the Wayne's Bryant AI. Let's just think before I will do our presentation today. Let's just thinking about this question first. What is the real-time accumulation data in the world? We believe that it is text and voice data. Then what if text and voice data will automatically convert into the video contents via AI? We are the answer of this question. So let's just think, we build up a TTV service, text to video services. Let's watch the demo video first. In the internet script, just paste into our services, then our services is converting into the video contents automatically. Then we're making the NLP system, then we're making the keyword, and each keyword is providing the video contents. You can setting up the BGM, background music, and subtitle, and your video quality too. Just a simple layout, just click one button, then you can no need to waste your time for the text data. Just we can make the video contents very clearly by the AI. This is the final version of the text data in the beginning that we're making this content like the videos. So the most important thing about our services is efficiency. To making the video contents, there you no need to making the no need engineers, no need tools and skills, no need financial sources to making the videos. Just paste into our services. Normally in the enterprise, there is the media team. We will have the 5 people, and they make the 1 or 2 video contents for a week. But if you're using our services, Just one people making the 100 over the video contents can create it for a week. So we can save your time and expenses about 96%. So where we using our services? Right now, our business model is B2B enterprise, and mostly they are using the manuals, terms and conditions, reports, or barrier lectures, or some of the insurance companies or security companies. These kinds of the funding or the economic situations, they were using our services. So thinking about this one first, do you prefer to reading over 400 pages to do normal readings? It'll take 5 or 7 days to reading all. But if you're using our services, just 5 minutes. Difficult and hard to understanding the varieties, or like the actuaries or the fundings, we can make it more easy understanding, and you can do the faster delivery. So how about the pricing? Normally, you can make the video content. You have to spending 2,500 or 3,000 for each content. For EP using our services, just 250 or 300 for each content. So now we are in the business model for the B2B businesses, and we are making the B2C to back in the market expanding. So we're finishing the creation about the B2C market going. So our company name was Venus Ventures before, and they're changing our names, Venus Bryant AI, and we have IP, the artificial intelligence patent property for three cases. And we have the 4 teams right now. It is the media lab and the develops and the marketing and the growth. It will have the 4 teams, and each of the directors will have at least 15 years over career. Then we are the winner of the CES 2022 Innovation Award. And we are become the Microsoft partner. This is one of the reasons that you guys maybe have the experiences to find out some curious into the Microsoft pages, but there is you cannot very hard to find your answer. Right now, we are doing the business with the Microsoft in the Q&A page, like the video contents. The click here, done. Very easy. So this is the business project right now. And we are the potential Korean unicorn company, which is sponsored by the Korean government. And we have our technology level is a TI2 level, and it is the very excellent level. This is our sales goal, and we are starting here, and we are going to the starting point of the J-curve. And we are having some competitors, but we cannot find any the competitors yet of the same as like our services. So we are finishing the Series A, 13.2 million, and we are opening the Series V now, and we are going to keep developing our services from the TTV to speech, to the STV, speech to video. Thank you for your service today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentation. Okay, so we will have the Q&A session from now on. Any question?
Yep. For the B2C part, I think it's pretty UGC friendly, but I'm curious who's actually using the service.
Very good question. In case of the B2C, we are going to making the short form businesses. Right now, our services can create it from the 10 seconds over the 5 hours, but mostly on the hours away, the best point to keep focusing into the video content is going to around 2 or 3 minutes. But normally, these days, most of the people or young creators people, they are making the very short form, like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. So we are going to build up this kind of B2C business model into that part, short form, by the YouTube or to making the Meta, Facebook, or Instagrams. Like this kind of the very good qualities and the very good contents to making the video content. This is our target for B2C businesses.
How to solve copyright issue?
Excellent question, sir. The copyright, we are purchasing most of the created contents into our data services. For example, globally, there is the big video provider like the Shutterstock, e.apo 1 to 3, Pixabay, like these kinds of big major companies. We purchasing the video content from them. So this is why that we are likely report before. We finished Series A by the 13.2 million, but most of the funding expenses is going to purchasing the contents from them. So likely, I really wanted to show you, if I have the time, I will give you the statement for our financials. Like 2019, we're starting out of businesses, but at the 2022, our statement of financial is not good because we have to spend the last of the money to purchase the video contents. But 2021 year, the sales, the volume was going to the very highly, and our sales rate is over 65% because we do not have the spending for the invest in the content because we already purchased it. But this year, we are having the plan to going over the B2C. So we are having we need the more clarity to be the content, and we are keep purchasing for the B2C businesses.
Okay, so let's finish the Q&A session. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for listening, sir.
Thank you. Okay, next, I would like to invite HASU, a healthcare platform for the elderly in Vietnam. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, over to you. There's a microphone.
Hi everyone, my name is Taeyeon, the founder and CEO of HASU, and I'm very feel honored to be here and tell you HASU's stories. Many years ago, I used to ask my grandfather the questions, what do you scare the most in life? And I think many other people is gonna say they're scared of being poor, they're scared of being sickness, but what my grandfather said really shocked me, because he said he was scared of living this life for a long time. So not only my grandfathers, but there's over 1 billion elderly people in the world struggling with the same problems, all coming from health. They feel that their physical health declines, so they feel they're sad, they're lonely, and lack connections. And there's no, just as my grandfathers, there's no one's there to help them getting better. And the elderly care service market is one of the fastest growing market in the world. And thus, our HASU was established with the sole mission to improve the quality of life for the elderly. So we introduced a platform and comprehensive care applications that focus on physical health, mental health, and social well-being. So let's imagine, in COVID-19, we have thousands of people who can exercise online with us every day and meditate and learn online together, and they form a community online. And also, our core technology is that we are building a smart assistant to help them do all the exercise daily and suggest them what to do during the day and how to connect with other people and asking for help. So our structure for profit, we have subscription model and cross-sell. And currently, we have partnership with the three biggest telco company in Vietnam, so we can provide the mass product to the mass audience. And in the future, we can have other kind of models, just as integrating with smart device. And we have many key partners globally as well. And our 50,000 users, we have 14K active users here, and more than 4,000 people pay for it. So we focus on the roadmap to reach 20 million users in 2026, and our team our team of 4 people here in Vietnam, and we are the top of my brand in Vietnam also, with the best professionals in the healthcare industry. So by giving the solution for the elderly, we believe that we are not only providing the better life for the elderly, but also for the family as well. And please join hands with us. Thank you very much.
Your quick presentation. Okay, so if you have any question, please raise any question to her.
Well, as from Vietnam, so I'm curious that we have nearly 100 million people, and during COVID, the number of people that using the online platform increasing, and your traction seem very humble. So, and also the trend that after COVID, people trend to use it combining between online and offline, not really depends 100% on online. So what is the strategy that you can achieve the number that you just show us?
Okay, so let me explain a little bit. But first, before we built a platform, we were just a group of people who went out there and teach elderly people how to use technology. So at first, I was a teacher. So we used to go to every single district and we gather people there and we teach them how to use the smartphone. And after that, we see that elderly people has quite like ability to use smartphone. Like they can even use Google Voice to search for something, which our young people like us didn't do that. And after that, we partner with the biggest organization in Vietnam with millions of people, elderly people joining, like Vietnam's Women's Union and Vietnam's Association for the Elderly. So they will be the latter one who taught elderly people how to use technology, and they partner with us to provide the HASU platform to the users. So we don't have to reach the users by ourselves. And also, this year, we partner with the telco companies. So the telco company will be the people who giving the sales to the elderly, not us who do it. So we only focus on building the core technology and putting all the partners together to work on the missions.
Yeah, thanks for the pitch. And similar to the question from the judge, and I was still wondering how you could increase the paid users, and who are currently the main payers, and how do you plan to increase the paid users?
Okay, so how to increase the users, right? So at first we increase the users by the partnerships, and then we focus on the new function. For example, we recently have just launched a new function, that diary writing. And a lot of elderly people like it so much, and we had like a separate subscription for that, and our customer paid like $100 for the subscription only to write diary, so they can record the voice and they can save up the memory to their children later in life. And we focus on researching on the elderly people to find their needs, and then we can understand them and giving them what they need.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for
very
your
much.
answer. Thank you. Okay, so originally the next turn is Mobile Hill, but Mobile Hill actually is supposed to deliver their presentation, but unfortunately they cannot join in today's event. So please understand it and please leave them out from your evaluation. Thank you for your understanding. Okay, so next is Iniji in Korea. Please give a big hand.
Hi everyone. So I'm representing Iniji as a CEO. So we are living in the age of digital transformation. So 85% of global company CEO are saying that digital transformation, like digital tech initiative, is very important. But this initiative is very hard for manufacturing process. So for many important manufacturing process, they are typically have high heat and the pressure and the corrosion. We don't have not many experienced operator, and experienced data analysis experts are expensive. And we have too many sensors, and we need to monitor those sensors for 24/7. And originally designed operation methods change over time. So this is a very hard problem. So as we have autonomous driving system, so we build autonomous operating system for factory. We call that product as Infinite Optimal Series. So our solution has three parts. First is predict. Based on the world-leading AI-based prediction system, we are predicting and optimizing our factory. And not only for that, we are using our first explainable AI technique to explain why we suggest those optimization technique with explanation. Not only for that, we are considering the operation cost. So we have changing raw material cost and final product cost. Our optimization process consider those change and giving the best practice. So our solution is expanding to the several areas, so including high temperature reactor optimization, such as power plant optimization, steel making, and the furnace, and so on. And the low temperature reactor optimization, like a refinery, and the chemical, and the semiconductor. And the cloud-based AI, recently our solution applied to the traffic automatic control and the predictive maintenance. So our target market in this area is about $7,000 billion per year, including petrochemical and the steelmaking and the cement industry and the combined cycle power plant. So our business model is to try to make our customer make money with our AI solution and getting some part as an incentive. So as an example, so our world market is $7,000 billion. If we can improve the production rate by 3%, then that is about $220 billion. And if we got 10%, the global market is $22 billion per year. So our roadmap is try to become a world leader in this optimization process, and we wish to become a leader in the market in Korea and Japan for chemical reactor optimization until 2024, and we wish to continue to expanding this market for biochemical and the combined software, hardware, controller, and the industrial process like Siemens and Honeywell. So we already applied our solution for manufacturing, including POSCO Smart Blast Furnace, which saves $60 million per year. And this is the first lighthouse factory selected by World Economic Forum in 2019. And we continue in our innovation to the chemical company, and our customer get the increased revenue by $2.3 million per year. So we are expanding our application, and we are lighting up the digital transformation with our customer, which include a leader in the steelmaking like POSCO, and the battery provider like LG Energy Solution, and also leader in the refinery like SK Energy, and the leader in chemistry like LG Chemistry, and the leader in cement like Nyung. And we are expanding our market to Japan, and we are making the connection with the Mitsubishi and Sumitomo and the Nippon Steel and the Riken AI Center. So director of AI Center is my friend, and like a CEO of Bean AI is also my friend. So we are expanding our customer up to the 32 companies so far, including 3 companies in Japan, and we wish to make our innovation to the world. Thank you.
I much appreciate your presentation. So any question? Was it too crystal clear? It might be no question. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. One question I have is, how long is your sales cycle, and how do you go about acquiring more clients?
Yeah, so typically if we first see the process, it takes up to 6 months. So 2 months of POC and so 4 months of installation. But if you already familiarized with the process, then it can be done in 3 months.
And another question is, who will you consider as your competitors, and how are you different from your competitors?
Yeah, so So typically, like we think actually our competitor is in Aviva and in UK, and also the Aspentech in US. And but the difference with Aviva and Aspentech with us is they're truly based on the AI company. So like meaning that they are based on the physical process company and specified for some specific area like chemical, some part of engineering. But we are more about the data-based optimization, so we have more power to explain and also more innovative power in AI and so on. So I think actually that's the difference. So we can optimize or expand. We are easily scalable to the market than those competitors, I think.
Well, as you say, like you are more on a data company. So how could you explain a bit more how you collect the data and how you verify it and make it as a veracity data, which is give you the insight, whereas you can build it into the AI because it's the foundation.
So I'm not so sure I catch your the question well, but if the question is how much data we need to train the AI model, it depends on the procedure. So typically, if our observation is not really dense, like observed in the once in a day, then probably we may have a longer data. But typically, the data that we require is between 6 months to the 18 months, so less than 2 years, so that we can build our AI model.
It's 6 months or a year is about a time, but it's about how you can categorize the data and make that data is justify is another story, and that's what I'm curious.
Yeah, so typically so we didn't collect data our own, so we get the data from our customer, but so far we didn't actually put the new sensor to optimize the processor. Our spirit is if the human can optimize the processor with the existing sensor, then the advanced AI should be able to do that. So that is our philosophy. So instead of actually manipulating the data or getting the new sensor also, we are using the existing data as humans do.
Okay, so time's up. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. Okay, so last but not least, I would like to invite FinPlace in Singapore. Please give a big hand. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eddie Kim, country manager in FilmPlace Korea. FilmPlace, we empower global creators to create better content. But how do we do it? Well, actually, we're the only platform that is global, that puts everything together. For instance, when brands and creators make content, we provide them international locations, help them to hire talents, rent out equipment and props, and secure international projects. 1 in 2 global companies think that producing global content is more important in the next 2 years. But how big is 1 and 2 global companies? Well, don't be surprised. It's 186 million companies. And when they make global content, they have their own sets of problems. That is, it's very expensive. There's a language issue. It's hard to get international projects from local producers. It's almost impossible to secure overseas permits. And lastly, there's no such full service that covers those issues. And that is why FilmPlace is created as a first full-fledged content creation marketplace where it provides international film locations, helps brands and creators to hire talent and help them to match with casting companies, and help them to secure local and international projects, and lastly, rent out equipment or props for making their own content. Till date, we have over 5,000 brands, including TikTok, NetsDaily, Netflix, SBS, Kakao Entertainment, and even Airbnb is using FilmPlace. Just through words of mouth. To date, we have generated over $350,000 as a transaction volume from 30 countries. And we have partnered with TikTok, Nestle, and Lotte. We also signed exclusive partnership with Korea government, which is Jeju Re-Urban Regeneration Center. This is our core team, and we have CEO Lincoln Lin, CSO Letitia Fan, CFO James Chen, and CTO Raj Kumar. And with all these 4 core members, we have over 40 years of experience to bring our vision into life. In terms of our competition landscape, FilmPlace has the best accessibility in terms of providing creators and brands the international film locations and help them to find talents that they're looking for. And also, we provide language localization. In terms of efficiency, we also are one of the most efficient platform in terms of technology. For instance, we provide brands and creators automatic contracts and also helps them to book film locations internationally in just few minutes rather than weeks or months. Our customers are brands and content creators, and we make money from commission model. We take 22% as a commission model from the total booking amount, and our subscription model, for our subscription model, we take $228 per year. We target 5 nations, which is Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, Taiwan, and India, and we're looking at $2.4 billion as a market opportunity, and we expect $131 million in the next 3 years as a yearly revenue. This is a growth plan in 24 months. We plan to launch talent platform, scale up marketing plan, and secure a seed round of $1 million, launch freelancer wage monitoring and payment, and tie up brands exclusivity. We're currently asking for $1 million USD for growth and scaling, new user acquisition, and increasing conversion. And previously, we have raised $450,000 in pre-seed round with lead investor from New York. FilmPlace, we not only aim to become a marketplace for brands and creators, but we aim to become a market leaders in creators economy, where it helps brands and creators to interact with each other from the community, learn how to make contents, and helps them to secure talents and local international film locations, and lastly, secure international projects. This is much about FilmPlace, and we invite you to join FilmPlace vision, helping the world to become more exciting world full of more and better international contents. Thank you.
Highly appreciate your brilliant presentation. Okay, so any question on his presentation?
Thank you, Lincoln, for your presentation. I want to ask, what's your value proposition to the creators, and then how do you actually prevent the case that the creators just directly communicate with those companies that really require their contents?
Yes, so basically when they go into our website, they just have to type in the keywords, for instance, cafe or Lotte and so on, and then they will see the full list of venues that they're looking for, including public venues managed from government, because we're the only platform so far that are partnered with Korean government, so creators can even make booking from for public locations. So most of the procedures are pretty much automated, and that's why they can make a booking in just a few minutes. The traditional manner, they have to hire location manner, spend a huge amount of time and budget for finding location. But our platform actually solves those problems.
Okay, so other question? No questions at all? Okay, thank you. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So this is the end of the semi-final Fly Asia Award, and thank you again for your attention and presentation. Also, tomorrow many insightful presentations are waiting for you here from 10 a.m. So stay tuned. And also please come 9:50 tomorrow and make sure save your evaluation form into your laptop. And for those who invited to dinner at Busan Cinema Center, please take the shuttle bus at the entrance of this building by 6:15. And thank you all. Thank you.